So whether you're a beginner or a more experienced tattoo artist, packing black can be challenging from time to time. Now in today's video, I'm gonna give you 3 tips to help you pack better solid black. Now what makes packing black so hard is that you have to do the exact same thing for a very long period of time, especially if you do a big blackout or a larger scale black work kind of design. You just have to keep that same movement throughout the whole tattoo to keep everything as consistent as possible. Also, you have to make sure you don't damage the skin too much, because if you damage the skin, it'll scab and you have like lighter spots in your black, which you don't really want. So in today's video, I'm gonna give you 3 tips to help you sort that problem out a little bit better. So for today's video, I'm gonna have one of my clients. He's working on his sleeve. He got it done elsewhere. He's not very happy with the design. It's like a Japanese-ish kind of sleeve, and the background basically doesn't really flow well with the designs and with his arm. So what we decided to do is to black out all of the background, and then later on we can go over with white and things like that. So I'm gonna work on his upper arm. We're gonna pack the background completely black, and I'm gonna take you through the process and give you a couple of tips on how to pack better solid black. So let's head over to the shop and let's do some packing black. Just like any other tattoo, of course, your most important thing is to actually stretch the skin very well. If you do not stretch the skin well enough, you will not get the saturation that you want for your black, and you'll end up keep going over and over and over the same spot to get that black saturated, and you will damage the skin and it'll not heal consistent, or it will not heal as black as you want. Also, if you do not stretch the skin well enough, it is going to be very hard for you to penetrate that skin, and you want to get into the skin as smooth and as easy as possible, and put your black in there, work along, and make sure that color is in there and stays in there without making as less damage as possible. So always make sure you keep a very tight stretch while you're tattooing or while you're packing black, to make sure you really saturate that black in every inch of that skin. Another very important thing is to work with a structure. So it can be very overwhelming to tattoo a larger scale piece, or if you have to pack black in a larger area of the body. It's very easy to work way too fast and way too all over the place, and you will get lost in packing your black and where you at and where it's consistent and where not. So if you divide your piece or the part that you're gonna tattoo down into smaller sections, it's gonna be way easier to pack that color in there. So just target a little spot on what you're gonna pack in black, wipe and see what you have done, and you can adjust from there on. You might have to put a little bit more pressure, you might have to stretch a little bit harder, and then you work on to the next section of that skin. And by doing that, it's really easy to target your mistakes early on in your tattooing, and you can improve yourself throughout the tattoo and get better and better as we go, instead of doing a whole lot in one go and then you have all these little spots that you eventually have to touch up. So by working with a structure, it might seem like you're working slower, but in the end it's going to be a lot faster than going all over the place. And of course, the most crucial with any of tattooing is make sure your machine and your hand speed are in sync. Whether I have to pack black or pack color, I always keep my machine very slow. By that, you can add a little bit more pressure without overworking the skin too fast, and it's a little bit easier for me to work with, and in the end it'll work faster. Now what I usually do when I have to pack black is I keep a pretty fast hand speed with a slower machine, but I will stay in the area a little bit longer, because what you don't want to do is do very tight circles with a fast running machine and basically dig holes into the skin. You just want to make sure you keep moving and keep moving and keep moving, but stay in the same spot a little bit longer, and then slowly move on over the skin to your next spot. Always make sure you clean the skin and see what you have done, and you can see, like I told you in the first and the second step, what you have done wrong. Maybe you need to stretch a little bit harder, maybe you have to stay in one spot a little bit longer, and by that way it's very easy to track your mistakes and fix them right away. So keep your hand moving so you don't dig into the skin. Just make sure you keep moving, but then move over the skin a little bit slower to a different area. And yeah, make sure you clean that skin, see what you've done, and improve from there on if you need to.
But I'm so frustrated. Hello to my loneliness. I guess that ignorance is bliss. Take me back to before I knew. Rewind, take it out of cue. Innocence can be a young man's game. Signed up for the hall of shame. I wish I knew how much I missed.
Now, picking the right needle size is a small bit of what you can do when you have to pack black. The most important thing is that the needle will feel comfortable for you. I use a little bit of a smaller magnum in this video because I need to get around like little corners and color up to the lines and get into smaller portions, so I will feel more comfortable using a little bit of a smaller magnum rather than a very large magnum. Because for me it's just a little bit harder to get into these little corners and things like that, so I prefer to use a little bit of a smaller magnum. Now of course, if you have to do just a large area of just black basically, or you have to do a blackout sleeve, it's gonna be better to use a little bit of a bigger needle because you will make less damage. But then again, if you feel like you pack more solid when you use 11 or a 15 magnum, and you don't get the same result when you use a 45 magnum or larger, then I think it might be safe to say that it would be better to stay at a little bit of a smaller magnum, because whatever works for you and whatever works best is gonna have you do the best job that you can. So it's a very personal thing for needles, but yeah, if you have to do a larger piece, I would recommend to use a little bit of a larger magnum if you're comfortable using it. Now I hope you really enjoy watching this video and you learned something from this video. Now if you have any questions, make sure you drop them down in the comment, and also let me know if you like me talking over showing me some tattooing and give you some tricks along the way. So if you do enjoy watching more videos like this, make sure you drop it in the comments as well, so I can push out more content for you guys that you actually really enjoy. Now of course, next week we got another really cool review coming up. This is going to be the first video of this year, so I want to wish you all very happy new year, and yeah, all the luck for 2024. And also a big thank you for everything that you guys have done for me in 2023, because it was a great year for me on YouTube. I've grown a lot, and that's all because of you guys. So I just want to take a little minute to thank every single one of you who have been supporting me in 2023, or even longer of course. So yeah, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out any more videos, and then I will see you in the next video.